It goes black. I feel nothing. Not even the scarce beating they administer after I'm unconscious. But I'm alive. When my eyesight returns, I find myself lying in bed, bandaged and naked, sitting in a rundown apartment, not much different from my own. It takes me a few seconds to become oriented, and I realize I'm not alone. A middle-aged woman, mid-40s perhaps, is entering the room with a bowl. I can smell the aroma from my bed. Gambles. I sit up, my sides still ache and I wince with pain. She rushes to my side to help. After my soup, I sit up feeling better and eager to find out more about my host. She lays out the whole story for me, finding my body in the alley behind her house, taking me in and nursing me to health. Apparently it's been almost 2 weeks. She's a warrior. Valkyrie, come to my aid. I tell her about my history, how I came to be in her company, the kidnapping, my daughter. I don't know what I've said, but it upset her. Between sobs, she tells me her own son has gone missing. He's been missing a few weeks ago and there's been no word. She says the police have a man investigating, but nothing's come of it save for a small lead. Small lead. That's all I need. She mentions an old farmhouse in the countryside. Said the officer briefly talked about it. My joints ache, but I bear the pain like so many times before. She pleads for me to stay. Says I need to rest. I don't know what I'll find, but I asked to borrow her car. Tell her to stay behind. I couldn't bear another "Don't talk about your daughter in the past tense, old man." Can't think like that. You'll find her. And if you're lucky, help a friend too. I owe her that much. Sniper fire. Someone told me this wasn't gonna be that easy. With all my strength, I strike the crumbling rock wall with my shovel. Stones break free and I shatter and fall to the ground, releasing a plume of dust, soil, and concrete. I cover my mouth and cough wretchedly from the debris as I inhale a mouthful of the cloud. After the fog clears, I'm blown away by what lay before me. Tied to an old wooden chair, barely conscious, sits a member of the New York's finest. As I lean closer, I notice the badge of Sergeant Johnson. Sergeant Gary Johnson. An old colleague of mine from the force. We used to cross paths in the illegal arms department. I tug his bindings and help him to his feet. He tells me he's investigating a child disappearance when he was struck unconscious and tied up in the basement, barely alive. He fills me in on what he knows. Whoever lives here is one dangerous, sick son of a bitch. Dozens of cadavers and lost children are kept here, frozen, buried, eaten. Cannibalism, pedophilia, you name it, it happened. I helped Gary back to the squad so he can call for backup. I'm not finished here just yet. For some, incarceration isn't justice. And for others, death is too kind. Through the fog, I see a hulking behemoth striding my direction. He's huge. Goliath to my David. 30 stones easy. He doesn't speak. His heavy brow hides the gaze of his eyes. I sense a rage welling up inside me, greater than I've ever felt. It's time to fell this son of a bitch now. He's huge, but that means he has huge guts. Rip and tear. I strike the corpse's head over and over again until there's little left but soft chunks and enough teeth for dental identification. I spit on the body for good measure. Feels good. Too good. I stumble back to the squad car covered in blood. Gary doesn't ask questions, just fine since I'm not in the mood to answer them. After a few minutes, he asks what brought me to the backwoods farmhouse. I fill him in. The woman and a missing son, the kidnapping and my daughter, and the bloodshed on the way. I catch a quick glimpse of Gary's face. It's swollen, bad, and bloody, but I still see it. A look in his eyes that tells me he knows something. He doesn't say much. He doesn't have to. A name. Peter Crisp. Head of the Filex Corporation. My wife's former employer. Find him, he says, and I'll probably find the answer I've been fighting for. Squad car slows to a crawl and stops in front of an enormous pillar of concrete and glass. Gary tells me my business is my own, but he'll have no part in it. Nor does he want to know what I have planned. He drives off into the night until I only hear silence. I find myself standing at the Philex building. I'll either leave with my daughter or in a pine wood box. It'll end no other way.